things moving.
I will count on that. Thank you, Rob. Now, Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign Sporting Lisbon striker Viktor Gyökeres. Let's get more on this with Portuguese football journalist David Novo, who's based in Lisbon. David, great to be speaking to you today. What are the latest reports in Portugal about this deal?
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Well, the latest news here, and we published that here today in Record Portugal, is that Sporting believes that there will be an agreement until the end of this week. Today is Tuesday, next couple of days, and there is that will be a relief for everyone involved because Gyökeres is supposed to return to training on Friday, and he doesn't want to return. He already informed the Sporting's president that he will not return to training. In fact, he was supposed to get back to training yesterday, and Sporting authorized him to only return Friday. Well, of course, we had a feeling here that both parts were gaining some time to get the deal closed. So that's the feeling here in Portugal from the club's point of view, also from the players' point of view. So we all believe here in Portugal that in the next couple of days, maybe until Thursday, the deal can be closed. That's the feeling, but of course this deal has a lot of issues, some tense situations, so of course we have to be careful with that, but that's the feeling here in Portugal now.
There's also been lots of reports about the fee. What do you know?
Well, the fee, it's all about the money. It's always about the money. But here the problem since the beginning, it's about the money. The info that we have here in Portugal is that Sporting wants 80 million euros, 70 million upfront, plus 10 million in bonuses, and Arsenal is willing to pay 65 plus 15. So it's a small difference. It's a difference of 5 million euros, and I think that it's such a tiny difference. It's not going to make the deal collapse. But of course, Arsenal needs to give more money up front for the transfer fee to reach the 70 million and to decrease the amount of bonuses. That's what Sporting wants. They are not going to change their minds. Of course, we need to understand if Arsenal is willing to change the offer. We believe so. So that's where we are right now. A small difference of 5 million euros. So speaking of a business of this magnitude, 5 million euros is nothing. So that's why we believe that things are going to happen.
I think Arsenal have been impressed by how much Gyökeres wants this move to happen. Are the reports true he could even end up losing money?
Yeah, that's true. We published that yesterday at Record Portugal. Gyökeres gave up 2 million euros of his salary pack, so that Arsenal could use that money to improve their offer. So of course we know that Gyökeres, of course, is going to earn a lot of money moving from Portugal to the Premier League. That's of course normal, but he gave another sign that he only wants Arsenal. He only wants the Premier League. That's why he gave up on 2 million euros. It's a considerable amount, so that Arsenal could use that money to improve the offer. So he only wants to play for Arsenal. That's the thing that we have for sure since the beginning. Gyökeres only wants to play for Arsenal.
David, I think his numbers have been quite staggering. 97 goals in his 2 seasons at Sporting. Do you expect him to hit those kinds of numbers with Arsenal?
Well, we all know that, of course, the Premier League, it's another level. It's top level. It's way better than the Portuguese Championship, of course. But I think that, of course, we have that feeling here in Portugal that Gyökeres is perfectly able to I don't know if he's going to score that amount of goals, of course, but he scored for Portugal in the Portuguese Championship. He scored in the Champions League. He scored for the national team in the Nations League. So of course, I think he's really up to the challenge. I think he's going to be a huge signing for Arsenal, and of course, I think he's going to score a lot of goals in the Premier League.
Well, he scored 39 goals for Sporting last season, but quite a few of those were penalties. How much of and how big a part of his game is that?
A little bit, yeah. I think he never missed one penalty here in Portugal. So it's one of his weapons, so to speak. Of course, we all know that he's a really strong and physical striker. And basically, of course, the way that Sporting plays, of course, they have several penalties. Also because Gyökeres suffers a lot of fouls in a penalty box. So and usually that's him taking the responsibility to score those penalties, and he never missed. So of course it's one more of his weapons, of course, but it's not just the only one. Of course, I think he has a lot of qualities, and the penalties are just one of them.
What about his work rate off the ball? Does that get spoken about enough? What can you tell us?
Not really, because it's normal. People, of course, speak about his goals. He scores a lot of goals. I think that's the most important thing, of course, for a striker. But he's a type of striker who likes to press the defenders, to make the offensive fouls when necessary. So if a manager wants to have a striker who is the first one to defend, Gyökeres can do it. I don't know if it's what Mikel Arteta wants, but of course he can do it. He's really physical, so of course he likes to go on duels with the defenders, also in terms of defensive playing. So of course it's not speaking enough just because he scores a lot of goals, and I think that's why people tend to speak about Gyökeres, about the goals, and that's what we ask for a striker.
Let's stick with London clubs now. Crystal Palace have held talks over the signing of Sporting centre-back Ousmane Diomande. What are the reports in Portugal about this deal?
Good question. There are different reports here in Portugal. We have us at Record Portugal. We have information that the clubs talked with each other, of course. But Sporting wants 60 million euros, and Crystal Palace was willing to offer just 30 million, half of the price asked for Sporting. So of course the negotiations ended at that time, because there was a huge difference between them. So I don't know if Crystal Palace is going to raise the offer, but Sporting only wants 60 million, so it's a lot of money, and I don't know. And the last days we didn't have any updates on that, but it's difficult to Crystal Palace to raise the offer and to offer the double. So I think it's a difficult